Hi, my name is Matthew Quilliam, and in this video we're going to be looking at something that I call the D major hack. The hack is a principle of thinking that allows you to play songs in the key of D major a lot more easily than you otherwise might expect. When playing chord changes on the ukulele, we want to make each chord change smooth so that there's no obvious sort of gap in the playing of the songs. It all runs smoothly and continuously. There are many different ways of playing the D chord. The D chord, for those of you who don't know, it's 2-2-2-0. Sounds like this. It could also sound like this. That's 2-2-2-5. However, we're just going to focus on the D chord for now. That's 2-2-2-0. One of the ways you can play it is by barring your finger, and then you have to sort of have. The best way of showing you this, you have to have that knuckle sort of come upwards so that you're not hitting the A string with anything. You can also play it with fingers like this. You just take your 3 fingers and it goes on like that. However, the way I like to do it is you take your first finger and put it on the C string, your next finger, your rude finger, and put it on the G string, and then the last finger comes on the E string. Now, that might seem a bit counterintuitive. Surely it makes more sense to have your fingers in a straight line like that. However, the way I like to play the D chord is like that. I don't really know why I learnt it like that. When I was a beginner, I always played the D like that. To me, that just seemed like the most natural thing. And this is how my sort of D major hack came about, really. I didn't sort of design it, it just sort of was something that I noticed I was doing and thought it might be useful to share. The usefulness of playing the D in that position is that it allows us to transition to other chords, or predominantly really important chords in songs in the key of D, with quite a lot of ease. When changing chords, I always say that instead of taking all your fingers off and then putting them back on again in the next chord, that you should try and not even take your fingers off the strings if possible, and simply slide between frets. So with that in mind, all about keeping your fingers on the strings as much as possible, we can start to look at how chords in the key of D all sort of relate to each other. The second most important chord in the key of D, other than D obviously, is the chord of A major. And a way we can make the transition really smooth by using that particular fingering is that with the A major, first we just take the ring finger off, and then all we have to do is slide the first finger down a fret. Show you again. So this finger doesn't even have to leave the G string, and this one doesn't have to leave the C string, but it does have to move down by a fret. The only finger that actually comes off is this one, the ring finger. That's as opposed to taking this sort of voicing, or this voicing, and then having to take the fingers off and doing them in the less convenient way. So those are the sort of untidy ways. This is the more neat way. So yeah, listen how all the chords sort of merge into one. There's a really nice flow that's going on. All the notes sort of have a gentle transition. And while you can tell the difference between the two chords, there is no break in between one finishing and the next one starting. Let's apply the same principle now to another chord. The third most important chord in the key of D is G major. I'm sure we all know that one. Let's look at how we can transition from this D into this G. Well, can you see that this finger here doesn't move at all? In terms of actually like its position on the fretboard, I'm moving it slightly in terms of bending the knuckle, just so I can accommodate the other fingers. But its position on the fretboard stays the same, and it's kind of like an anchor that sort of allows you to, or no, a pivot rather. You pivot around this finger to go from the D to the G. Now Now admittedly there is more work to do there, you've still got to take 2 fingers off and put them back on again, but it's more economical than taking 3 fingers off and putting 3 back on again, if you see what I mean. The maintenance of the consistency between the chords allows for that smooth transition. There are lots of other chords that apply this principle, such as D7. I can either take that finger off or just add that pinky there. Both those fingerings are D7 chords. This doesn't work for every single chord though, and it won't work for every single song in the key of D. No one hack or method will give you an easy way to play everything. There's always exceptions, such as going, I don't know, say D to E7. But nevertheless, I hope that's given you some inspiration for not just playing in the key of D, but also looking for other sort of smooth transitions and ways to make your playing more smooth and less rocky. Why don't you try playing some songs in other keys as well as D, and looking at how the chords that you're playing, look at the frets and the strings that each chord shares, and you might be able to come up with some more smooth transitions that will really take your playing to the next level. Hope you've enjoyed this quick little tutorial. If you'd like to see more, please do hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to make a financial donation, please do so at my PayPal link. It is in the description. I'll be very grateful for any tips. Or alternatively, you could join me on Patreon, where you can get these videos up to 2 weeks early, as well as get some bonus content. I'm available for private lessons on Skype or in person if you're in the North Hampshire or West Sussex areas. For more information, visit my website www.matthewquilliam.co.uk. Like the Facebook page, Matthew Quilliam Music, and follow me on Instagram at Quilliam Matthew. Thanks for watching, have a great rest of your day. Thank you.